Hi guys, I'm here with Kane. You can see him here sitting on the desk. I've got some stuff that I've made over the past 2 weeks, and I've showed photos on Instagram, but I haven't really shown you guys on YouTube, so I'm gonna do that now. I'll show you some things I've also purchased and things I've found around my house that I decided to include in this particular show and tell. So these items that I'm going to be showing you and the items I've been making, they are the items from the stolen antique list that is from Magnificare's Antiques. That is part of like a little plot. I would say it's a major plot, but it's not the main plot. It's part of the storyline for Adley's story. So I was going to show you guys these things, and I'll start off with the things that I've been making. Oh, actually, here's something I've bought, rather. This is a little display box. So it's got some glass here. It's wood, and it opens this way because it is hinged on one side, and it's got 9 compartments. I would like to actually alter it a bit. I want to add some hardware to it to make it look more like a piece of furniture for a doll, and then it would display the little things that I've been making. Although, even though there's 9 compartments, I should be expecting more than 9 items, so I'll have to figure that out when I get to it. Okay, so I'll start off with the things I've been making. So part of the cameras I've been making for my mini fumeur, his name is Gunner, that camera collection includes this camera obscura. And the camera collection of vintage cameras, that is one item from the list of stolen antiques. Like, they are considered one just all part of a set. So there is a lens in here, and you can see the image inside through here because there is a mirror on the inside which bounces the image that comes through the lens, you know, due to the light bouncing off the mirror, and it comes up out here. And this can slide in and out to adjust the focal distance, and that's why I added this hardware on the side, these little decorative handles, so it looks like my dolls can like pull it and push it in and out when they need to. And it's you know, kind of messy. It's not finished either at the bottom, but oh well. So that is part of the camera collection. I'll show you with the other cameras if I can hold them all in one hand. So camera obscura, a little vintage Kodak, another vintage Kodak, and a little twin lens camera. And actually, these are considered antiques despite the time period being in the 40s and 50s of the story, because if you've seen my previous video with Adley's story, because of the leap in technology, a lot of these sort of things like cameras became more advanced, and now these models are considered obsolete, and they became obsolete too soon, I would say. And that's actually why the antique shop plays a central role in the story. So that's, if you can see that, that's all 4 of the cameras I've got now. I gave one of my cameras away to my coworker because it was a thank you gift. He's been giving me a ton of tips on problems I have when I run into making items. So I gave him one of the other TLR camera I had built, I think 2 weeks ago. So that's the camera set, one item, and then I guess I'll move on to this telescope with a stand. It does not function, neither do my cameras except for the camera obscura. This telescope does not function. There's a little mirror there where there should be a lens. There's no lens or viewing hole there. I put a little knob here, on the side of the camera. It comes off and it is held by this little metal band, which I took from I found a old lighter. So I'm sure you can, now that it's not blocked by the telescope, you can sort of see the lighter. And so the camera, because it has these rings, that's where it was actually screwed into another piece of metal when it was a plumbing valve. Those rings make it stand. You can change the angle of the camera because of the different rings. So I would say, so this is cane. It's really small for my 70cm dolls. Like, it could be considered a very tiny little desk sort of telescope for them, but I think it's more appropriate for like my quarter scale dolls. So it would be on a desk and you can keep it by your window and look out at the night sky. And so this is also one of the stolen items from Magnificare's Antiques. I'm hoping I can sort of like distress it, or I guess like rub and buff it to make it less shiny, like all the gold and silver parts. I'd like it to be like look aged and not so brand new. Okay, and then I made a little Astrolabe. It's gold. You can move the little ruler, and you know, it won't help you find your position relative to the night sky, but I was just really hoping that I could make this spin. And so this is sort of like the size of a small dish when my little quarter scale dolls hold it, and it's the size of a large pocket watch compared to my 70cm dolls. And you can take off the chain. I'm hoping I can make like a stand for it so that it'll stand up when it's sitting on a desk. Put this back on. So I'm actually in the process of making a silver version. And I'm also hoping I can try making larger versions that look larger than a pocket watch for my bigger dolls. Well, this is Adley's magnifying glass, and I tried to make an SD size magnifying glass. So this is the two side by side. This is really, really much bigger. And even though he's not a detective or a private investigator, here's Kane. Is that visible? I hope that's visible. That's the magnifying glass. So yeah, well, you know, the magnifying glasses are not part of the antique list, but I thought I would show this. So that's the stuff I've been making. Here's stuff that I've been adding to the antique list. Pick these guys up. Here are some stone animals that I had bought, I think, last year before I got, you know, my dolls. I thought they'd make nice statuettes. So this is considered also one item on the stolen items list. So there's a turtle, a bison. I like that it has like these painted red eyes, and a horned owl on a little pedestal. So those are the statuettes, and I believe I've showed this. Yes, I've showed this to you before, I think back in January after my trip, because I bought these souvenirs for Adley. You might remember the little snuff box with the mosaics and the little pendant I got for her. So this is considered another item on the stolen items list. And yep, that's, the box is all empty. And I'm still in the process of trying to like figure out what the other items on the list are. But I'm taking a break from like getting caught over the knots I've put myself into in the story, and I'm back to crafting a little bit. But I also want to start like thinking about this guy a bit, and it's Saren. And yeah, I think I'll probably do another video if I have the time tonight. If not, I'll see you guys in the next video, which may or might not be soon. Okay, bye.